After a stressful day, you might grab takeout or processed food and then feel guilty afterwards. One of my clients in my coaching program used to struggle with this like every single day, but she found a small change that has completely shifted her routine. So that's what I'm going to share in this video. Now let me show you her background first. She works long shifts, and by the time she came home, she felt too exhausted to cook. She loved healthy food, but in stressful moments, it felt easier to reach for pizza, snacks, or takeout. And every time, the next day she felt worse, tired, heavy, and frustrated. So instead of trying to cook perfect meals every day, she started a mini meal prep. Small, simple step that help her stay on track. Here's how you can do it too. She often put leftover vegetable and proteins into dashi, which is a Japanese soup stock, and simply simmer them. Once everything is cooked through, she doesn't season it. She just pour it into freezer container or even ice cube mold and freeze it. When she wants to eat, she transfers it back into a pot, warms up, and then dissolve in miso paste. That's it. The miso soup is ready. Sometimes she changes it up by adding curry powder or soy milk with a splash of soy sauce so it never gets boring. For example, curry gives it warmth in winter, and soy milk makes it creamy like a chowder. She also sometimes adds ginger when she feels cold or garlic when she needs energy. The key is to add as many different ingredients as you can into this soup base. The way you can cover so much nutrition just with the soup itself. And on really exhausting days, she simply warmed up the soup and paired it with some frozen rice or bread. It's more than enough, right? Another thing one of the other clients do is season proteins like meat or fish and freeze them. Once frozen, they actually become more tender and absorb the flavor better. When it is served, she defrosts them and just cook them in a pan. It becomes one dish in minutes. Sometimes she roasts them in the oven together with any vegetable she has in the fridge, and that's also perfect. For my example, I marinate the chicken with the miso and mirin, and also for the salmon, I marinate with the shiokoji and ginger or garlic. When they are ready to defrost, the flavors are already deep inside. There's one recipe I shared a couple years ago, but I still make it a rotation today. So that's what I want to share, which is a tender chicken. Slice the chicken breast into half-inch pieces. In a container, add potato starch or cornstarch, mayo, rice wine, honey, your choice of bouillon cube, and salt. Add in the sliced chicken breast. Mix them until everything is well combined. Pop them into the freezer. When you're ready to serve, just defrost and saute them. They are perfect for weeknight dinner and bento, topping on the salad or filling for the sandwich. Anything would work. This is something I especially recommend for those who are raising kids because this always makes meals very filling and quick. This sounds like I'm complaining something, but the fridge size here in Netherlands is so much smaller than the one that I have in Japan, so I can't keep that much. And especially the usually the supermarket is farther away from my house, so yeah, I always try to keep something that is freezable, especially for the protein sources. One of my clients told me, I love cooking, but meal planning is always impossible, so my kitchen felt chaotic. In her first week of coaching, she worked on organizing her fridge and pantry. She didn't just throw things away, she added labels and created her own little system. That alone reduced, oh no, I don't have it moments while cooking. And meals felt so much less stressful. Less stressful means more sustainable. By week 3 of coaching, she has already meal prepping once a week and she almost completely stopped relying on takeout or eating out. I felt so happy for her when she shared that with me. We tend to open the fridge every day, so we are more conscious of getting it neat. But how about the pantry? The pantry is another story, at least for me. Have you ever found the canned goods that expired without you realizing it? When I was living in Tokyo, I was keeping a lot of storage food because of the risk of earthquake. So it was a must-have. But now I live in Netherlands, the risk is much lower. So I choose not to buy or not to keep too many. I always ask myself, what are the pantry items I truly use every day? For me, canned tomatoes, tuna, pasta, dried beans, rice, and dried foods like wakame seaweed and bonito flakes are essential. For other things, before I actually buy them, I ask myself, do I really need this? And try to be strict with myself. It's amazing, such a small act can make cooking joyful again. What is your must-have pantry item? Let me know in the comment section below. My client said the biggest change is not how they eat. It's more like how they feel. Less guilt, more energy and confidence that they can stay balanced even on the stressful days. One client even told me, I finally stopped feeling that all or nothing pressure. Food is definitely a friend now. It makes me almost cry because like every week we talk and we see the progress, it's ups and downs. So if I see any of the wins in my clients, it gets really emotional. So in my channel, I always recommend Ichiju Sansai style of eating, which is composed with one rice, one soup, and one main dish, usually with the protein, and two small side dishes with a vegetable. And I understand it may overwhelm some of you, so in this video, I really wanted to introduce some of the very practical, simple step with you guys. It's not about perfection or cooking 5 dishes every night. It's about creating small routine that support you even when the life gets really busy. And the truth is, a lot of my clients start with very simple, something really small, like mini prep. And then over time, over 60 days, they're gonna build up the sustainable habits. In my coaching program, we'll build sustainable lifelong healthy eating habits together in just 60 days. There's no calorie counting. Instead, we'll use the wisdom of traditional Japanese eating to help you rebuild your relationship with food from the ground up. We'll co-create a personalized action plan just for you and stay in touch several times a week to keep you supported and accountable. If you've been stuck in a diet cycle or struggle with the emotional eating, or you love the cooking but you just can't find a way to meal planning consistently, talk to me. If in a first call, I would love to find a first step towards your real solution. So book a call with me, link is in the description box. Thanks a lot for watching. See you on the next one. Bye bye. Mata ne.